Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into a topic that can honestly make or break a nonprofit's efficiency, and that's technology training. We're going to talk about how to transform this from something you dread into a genuine mission booster, especially for those of you running sponsorship programs. So let's figure out how to build a training plan that actually works. So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt this way? You get this powerful new software, it promises to streamline everything, but a few weeks in, it just feels like it's created a whole new set of headaches for your team. It's a super common frustration, but I promise it does not have to be that way. The reality is, without a really solid plan, even the most brilliant piece of technology can totally backfire. This initial struggle, that feeling of frustration, it isn't a sign that the software is bad. It's usually a sign that the rollout strategy is just missing a crucial piece of the puzzle. And what happens is these pain points create this domino effect. Staff get frustrated, so they start creating their own little workarounds, right? Well, that makes the data messy and unreliable, and that bad data means your donor communication starts to suffer. And before you know it, your entire mission's impact is slowed down. It all tracks back to that initial lack of confidence with the tool. So that brings us to the core idea here, and it's so important. The technology is not the villain in this story. The real key, the secret to unlocking its potential and turning all that frustration into efficiency, is having a structured, thoughtful, and continuous training strategy. And that's exactly what we're going to map out. Okay, first things first. You can't build a great training program on a shaky foundation. Before you even think about scheduling workshops or sending out calendar invites, you gotta do some prep work. It starts with taking a really close look at your team and your existing tech setup. And that foundation is really built on two main pillars. First, you have to assess your team. Are they visual learners? Do they need hands-on practice? How much time can they realistically even commit to this? And then second, audit your tech. Are old, slow computers gonna hold things back? Is your existing data a complete mess? Answering these questions right up front prevents so many major roadblocks down the line. Doing this prep work also helps you build a timeline that's, realistic. You don't want to just throw everything at your team all at once. That's a recipe for disaster. A phased approach is so much better. Start with the absolute basics in the first couple of weeks, just navigating the system, basic data entry. Then you can build up to intermediate stuff, like reporting. And only once they're really confident do you introduce the advanced features. This progressive learning curve makes all the difference. All right, with our foundation laid, now we can get into the training itself. The goal here isn't just to show your team a bunch of features. It's to build practical, hands-on skills that they can immediately turn around and apply to their daily work right inside your specific platform. So for instance, if you're using a tool like Help You Sponsor, you'd want to focus on these core areas. Can your team confidently process a recurring gift? Do they know how to use filters to pull a very specific list of donors for an email campaign? It's all about mastering the exact tasks that drive your sponsorship program forward every single day.
Now, I know this might seem a little daunting, but here's some good news. A well-designed platform is actually built to be learned. This quote really says it all. An intuitive design combined with resources that are there when you need them means you are not starting from scratch. Your team can, and they will, get up to speed quickly.
And, a huge part of this is teaching them how to learn. This is so powerful. Don't just train them on the software, train them on these support tools. Show them how to search the knowledge base for a quick answer. Find a video tutorial for a visual guide, and know when it's the right time to contact support for those really tricky questions. This empowers them to solve problems on their own. Okay, now we're at the step that honestly, most organizations completely miss. The training workshop is not the finish line, not even close. To make sure these new skills actually stick around and lead to real improvement, you need a plan for ongoing support and a way to measure your success. The goal is to build a culture of ongoing support, and this can look like a lot of different things. Maybe it's pairing a tech-savvy staff member with someone who needs a little more help. It definitely means designating a platform champion who becomes the go-to expert. And even simple things like monthly refreshers or quick bi-weekly check-ins can make a massive difference in turning training into true adoption. So, how do you know if any of this is actually working? Well, you set clear, measurable goals. A great first target is aiming for 80% feature adoption. This just means that 80% of your team is actively using the core features of the software within 3 months. It's a really clear signal that the training has been absorbed and is being applied. And here's another critical metric: data accuracy. I mean, the whole point of a good system is reliable data. Your goal should be something like 95% accuracy within 6 months. That number directly connects your training efforts to a real mission-critical outcome, because clean data builds donor trust and it lets you make much smarter decisions.
To really see the big picture, you should think about building a success dashboard that isn't just about hard numbers. You should also be tracking things like staff confidence, maybe through surveys, and workflow efficiency. You could even time a few common tasks. And please don't forget the ultimate metric: sponsor satisfaction. Are they having a better experience? That's the real test.
Because ultimately, this is the payoff. This is why we do all of this. The goal of technology is not to create more tech work. It's to free up your team's time and energy so they can stop wrestling with software and focus on what they do best: building the meaningful human connections that power your mission. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Your team has the passion and the dedication to make a huge impact. Is your training strategy ready to empower them to do it? Thanks so much for tuning in.